Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Toby's Talk Show, and there's been some pretty wild news today, in the NFL. I definitely was not expecting it, especially because tonight is draft day. Obviously, I thought there would be, a lot more draft related news. But we have two stories that we'll go into today. And yeah, we'll start off with the lighter one, which is kind of more like happy, and I guess a little comical, which is that Schefter reported that Tim Tebow has worked out with the Jaguars, not as a quarterback, because obviously Trevor Lawrence will be there in the next few hours when I'm recording this, but as a tight end, which is odd. As you guys know, Tim Tebow started out quarterback of Florida, went to Denver, obviously had that the big play to Demaryius Thomas in overtime to move on, and it was a great story, and then kind of fell off. And as you guys know, he played baseball for a bit, was in the Mets, I guess I don't know what you call it, like double A, triple A. I'm not 100% sure, but like the G League team basically, in NBA terms. And it seemed like he was done from sports, kind of going to be an analyst and talk about sports now. But it seems like he's back, and it seems like the Jaguars are really interested in trading for him, signing for him, which is, it's comical because of course it's the Jaguars, the worst team in the league. Of course they'll sign him. But it's going to be interesting if we are able to get Tim Tebow back in the NFL as a tight end. We've seen the man throw balls, but we haven't seen him catch many. So I was definitely wasn't expecting the news. I don't think any people were. There was a funny tweet when Schefter reported it. Someone was like, "What did I just read?" I think that was a lot of people's reactions because who would have thought that Tim Tebow would be a tight end in 2021? But obviously, I don't think there's any tape of it yet. But I'd love to see what he did and how he runs routes, catches balls, etc. Because you don't. This may be the first time a quarterback's ever transitioned to tight end. I'm not sure how that works, but or the stats with that. And there's obviously not a lot of information about it right now, just because the report came out today. But Tim Tebow to the Jaguars as a tight end, that would be a very, very interesting storyline, just by itself in general. And yeah, let's get into the next news, which is the bigger news, the more entertaining news, that will leave us, keep us on our feet probably for the next few weeks. And that is that Aaron Rodgers has basically officially made it clear that he does not want to return back to the Packers. It started bubbling the past few years when there wasn't much help, or the Packers weren't making much of an effort to help Aaron Rodgers and his offense, even though a lot of the time there were defensive issues regarding the Packers and why they weren't winning. But yeah, this is serious, guys. There was a report today that the 49ers tried to trade the third overall pick, a bunch of players, and honestly probably more picks for Rodgers, and the Packers declined it. But it seems like they may have to, pick up that phone again and call back because, if Rodgers doesn't want to play, the guy would be fine doing Jeopardy and chilling on the couch. But it's wild because this would be the first time geez, I don't know what just happened, but this would be the first time that a player that just won MVP the previous year gets traded from a team. There was two instances. One was a running back, Jim Brown. One was a quarterback, can't remember his name. That both won MVPs, but they retired the year after. So this would be the first time an MVP was traded. Um, you know, the following offseason. And it's interesting because, the Packers without Rodgers, they're not a good team, and everyone knows that. Obviously, you have Devontae there, and I'm sure Devontae's pretty hurt by this news, but this is serious because, it's been bubbling for a bit. Obviously, after last year when they just didn't draft a receiver and they could have gotten loads of receivers, and honestly, the prior years before, they just haven't given Rodgers the weapons he's really needed. You have Devontae, you have Aaron Jones. He's never had a great tight end. He's never had a great, obviously when they had Jordy Nelson and Cobb, it was different, but since then, they haven't had a good second wide receiver. And it's been tough because Rodgers is so good that he'll always bring you far, but you got to help him to bring you to the chip. As of late, they haven't been able to. He's made the NFC Championship so many times, but he hasn't been able to get over that hump. And a big reason is because he has a lack of help. And it's very interesting because what does this mean? Where is Rodgers gonna go? Is he going to go to a team that no one expects, like maybe the Bears out of nowhere, or teams like the 49ers that people may expect? Because, wow, would Aaron Rodgers and that 49ers offense do work? That would be very, very fun to watch. And yeah, I really don't know what else to say. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, probably the most talented quarterback of all time, and he wants out. He has a few probably years left in his prime to really dominate the league still. And It most likely won't be with the Packers, which is crazy to say since he's been there forever. But you saw what Brett Favre did, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rodgers was on the move in the next week. I don't know where, I don't know who, I don't know for what, but it's going to be a lot. And I'm sure, I don't know what this does with the Packers. I think that's the most interesting part is if you trade Aaron Rodgers, what's your plan going forward? Are you trying to get a young quarterback that you're ready to try to, build quickly with? Are you, taking a step back and not really trading for a good quarterback, but getting picks and trying to rebuild and maybe trade away Adams? But then why just re-sign Aaron Jones? Obviously, the Packers want Rodgers to stay. You're not going to get a quarterback better than that in any sort of trade. But if the man wants to leave, he's going to leave. So it's going to be very interesting. The Packers did just re-sign Jones. So what are you going to do with, these big talented pieces that you could trade right now if, you're not going to win anything without a top quarterback in the league? And yeah, it's going to be very, very, very interesting from the Packers side how they're going to handle it because, first you're going to try to, reconcile the relationship and try to fix it and make it work. But if not, what's your plan going forward? Are you trying to rebuild? Are you trying to get a quarterback right away? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the trade looks like if one happens. But one of the best quarterbacks of all time wanting to be traded is big, big news. And we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, guys, that's really it. I was gonna make a mock draft today, but I thought this video would be better. Because mock drafts, they're never right. So who really cares? But yeah, guys, that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll probably be back tomorrow to talk about the draft, just my reactions of day one. And yeah, that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.